Lockdown. We are almost at the finish line. But before we celebrate, did we learn anything new about ourselves, both as individuals and as a collective? Were we starting to get used to the slower pace, the quiet streets, not having to deal with morning and evening traffic? 4+1 tui all day? Have we really developed the habit that will keep our COVID-19 cases at zero? Or are we just going to jump back to old ones like nothing happened? As it is, it was announced this week that a state of emergency has been declared until the 28th, which is the second phase of the state of emergency. Note, the lockdown remains into 21st April because the Constitution requires Parliament to be open if the state of emergency is to be extended. So the price of oil has been dropping so quickly, the powers that be finally let us in on the fun. That 5 maluti for a liter of paraffin showed us just where we are as a people. People braved bad weather and intimidation to brace themselves for the winter by stocking up. So much for social distancing. As it stands, foreign reserves are overflowing. And with so many cars off the streets, chances are fuel will be one less thing to worry about, don't you think? That polo that always gets filled up with 50 maluti on a good day will finally switch off the reserve light. For a week at least. Perfect time as well, because long distance travel was permitted at the end of week 2. Next bit of exciting news is that new testing equipment is coming. We have had many, sometimes conflicting stories about the COVID testing situation in Lesotho. What we know for a fact is that samples have to be sent to South Africa because of issues over the Jack Ma donated ones. While we wait for a clearer statement from our leadership, news is that business giants, Matekane Group of Companies, Ntane Brothers, and Tolo Energy have pledged millions to help us prepare for our fight against the virus. MGC alone will spend between 25 to 30 million maluti to have 50,000 Basotho tested for COVID-19. These funds will upgrade the national lab, be used in transportation of samples from district to labs, and then develop app that will send results back to the districts. This means that we'll finally join in the fun of having our brains poked for swabs of COVID. It looks painful, I know. It is best not to think about it too hard until we are crossing that bridge. Radio lesson is back! Thanks to Ministry of Education and Training and UNICEF, students in grade 1 to 9 can now listen to lessons between 8 to 10 in the morning, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. How is that for going back to basics? This feels like a replay of some of our childhoods. To wrap up, a quick check-in with the neighbors. Next door, South Africans want their alcohol.
The alcohol ban is inciting some criminal activities. Thieves are now targeting liquor stores across the country. In Delft, police had to rush to...
Get your workout plan with President Museveni.
Count.
President Kagame wins hearts again for his leadership. The World Bank approved over $14 million in immediate funding to Rwanda last Thursday. Botswana extended the state of emergency for 6 whole months. Chirik! Before we take a moment of silence for our friends and families over there, let's acknowledge how badass President Masisi is. Enjoy those Magwenyaledi chips when you finally get the chance. And buy out our local street vendors, guys. They have been hanging dry for weeks. Stay safe, guys. Let's stick together apart.